Welcome back to Sacred Therapy, guys. It's been a long time. Let me get something to drink. It's been over a year since we've done a reading, so I also want to burn some Palo Santo. Sorry for the delay on the rest of the zodiac signs. We're definitely going to be continuing to do those. Okay. If you are new to this channel, welcome. And thank you so much for my newest subscriber. I don't know if that's a bot or a person or who it is, but I was literally just thinking, man, should I get back to my readings? And we have a new subscriber, guys, so I decided it's time that we do our Leo love and career reading. This reading is timeless, so whenever you are finding it, this message is meant to find you. All right, so we do have Leo, the extrovert. That lion energy, that leadership energy, but also we're not going to give the fluff here. We're going to do the complete real reading. So I'm sensing a little bit of I'm gonna get my final 3 decks out, but I'm sensing a little bit of procrastination just because there was such a big break in between my readings. And we are leaders. We do, put a lot on our plates. We're passionate about a lot of things. So we want to invest in everything that we care about. And that's great, But also, and I do say we because this is for Leo, rising, Sun, Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, any predominant placement in your chart that Leo holds weight. If you have a planet in the Leo sign, whatever house that's in, that holds weight. I pretty much live by the birth chart on cafeastrology.com. It's tried and true, and it's still free to this day, so shout out to them. They don't sponsor me or anything. I just know a good resource when I see one, you know what I mean? So I'm just getting your advice decks out right now. That's what you're hearing. I already pre-shuffled the career pile, and this is the love pile. Then we have bottom of the deck energies for our different decks. And once we get over here to the love reading, we got some music for you guys. And then I have bottom of the decks too. There's a couple of decks that are obviously out of the shot over here. I will show you bottom of the deck energy. But until then, we just got the cloth back. I'm so excited to be back, you guys. I'm really excited about this. I'm hoping that we don't get cut off. I do have a new phone since my last reading as well. Funny story that. So I feel like you guys are very sociable, very vibrant. Leo is, let's face it, they're like the zodiac wild cards, but they're also, stable, dependable, reliable. Even the inconsistencies kind of become consistent, you know what I'm saying? For myself personally, I really relate to the Leo. I'm just shuffling, which we're going to probably do some live shuffling later once I'm getting your guys' spirit messages. Let's start with career. So we have some tarot. I'm going to get the tarot out here, and then we will continue down the line. with the advice and other insights from Spirit. We got some timing messages, maybe some situations, maybe some more clarification on what's happening in the tarot. Alright, so first up we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is great energy. This is boss lady energy. She has good balance in between work, life. Um, so this is the energy that is coming towards you at the time of this reading. We are going to get some timing messages a little later on. Okay. And you see, she's confident. She's thinking abundant thoughts. So I feel like we've been working really hard to be in a state of abundance, a mental state of abundance, of wealth, of giving. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles is also very generous. All right, so I see you being generous with time, money, resources, investing in yourself and what you want for your career. Okay, we'll get to this. This is the bottom of the deck energy over here. And this is showing up the Page of Wands in reverse. So our pages are like our messengers, right? So it feels like there's some sort of missed opportunity that is weighing on your mind. Something that you're really passionate about, something that you really want, because in the positive, this is going for what you really want, going toward what you really want, really developing it. But reverse, I feel like it's being, it's a missed opportunity for something that you really, really wanted career-wise. Or you feeling like you love what you do, but it's not exactly what you're passionate about, what you're most passionate about, like doesn't light your soul on fire, just pays the bills, Let's see what more we can get. Yeah, so we have the Six of Wands in reverse. I'm feeling some type of stuck energy, like maybe because in this way, his success and getting what you want. So perhaps there's some mental blockages when it comes to, you pursuing success. Because these are action cards. So I feel like your dreams are bigger, but you're not ready to put those dreams quite into action, even though you really, really want it. So something is holding us back. Yeah. And I feel like it's all of this maybe playing in our toxic masculine energy career-wise, feeling very competitive, feeling like you have to be cutthroat in order to be successful, you have to be a certain way, and step on people, and you can't associate with this person and that person because they're not your caliber of person, so they must be trying to use you to come up or something. So there may be or there may be somebody who is a toxic masculine or a lot of these types of energy surrounding you in your career. And if that is the case, then I understand why you're not exactly thrilled to be there, even though you're feeling wealthy, you're feeling abundant. I feel like this isn't going to stop you from flipping this cards upside down, because the Emperor this way, like he's, the ultimate boss man, but not because he's trampling through other people, fighting his way. He stands his ground, but he does it with confidence. And I feel like maybe the moves that have been being made haven't been being made in the correct manner in your career. So perhaps that's something that you should think about. And guys, like I said, this is a general read, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't apply to you at this time. But I feel like you're on the right track to getting what you want. So even if things haven't, even if you're not there at this time, I feel like it is still coming. Yeah, so we're getting the Lovers in the reading. So perhaps significant other, your counterpart, because this is the highest form of intimacy in the deck. Perhaps in a way you are married to your job, and this is kind of hindering you on like going towards where you want to be at, where you imagine yourself to be at. Maybe you are with somebody, but maybe they're like encouraging you to just do what you know is going to bring in income versus taking that risk and going forward with something that you're truly passionate about. And honestly, if there was a genuine love like this, you do have somebody who's back in your corner, who is supporting you toward your dreams, who's making you feel abundant. So I love that for you guys, my beautiful Leos. All right. Let's get some more energy. Yeah, Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is about upright. It's about, making a decision. So I feel like in the reverse, maybe you feel like you don't have a decision at this point in your career. Like something is happening. Maybe you're legally bound by a contract or something. I'm not seeing that, but Pentacles is solid. So that means that in reality, maybe you appear, because we all wear masks. So maybe you appear abundant, but in reality, this isn't exactly where you saw yourself, and now it feels like after you've invested all this time and this energy and being in this place, it's not exactly where you want to be at, but it was the dream at once upon a time. And guys, I just really have to, give you my own personal story. Like I have a full-time job outside of, this and everything. So I understand what it feels like to want to do something that you're passionate about and want to make, make ends meet, basically, to survive in the real world. But honestly, it's tough, to diversify your sources of income and, make those avenues possible, and having an alternative lifestyle. I feel like that's the dream, but right now, a lot of you guys may feel stuck. This isn't for all of you. For some of you, there's a disagreement about what decision was made career-wise. Perhaps for a significant other in your life, if that applies to you, it's definitely somebody important, whether this is somebody you're crushing on. So maybe, or maybe there's a situation where you feel like your job isn't good enough for a certain person, and that they look down on you for that. So you're trying to figure out how to be in this in a healthy way, but really you're kind of sort of jealous of where they are at. And to be honestly, like I said, this isn't going to be fluff. We got to look at our shadows, whether they show up in career or love, okay? And it looks like there's some crossover here. So maybe you do something that you are very passionate about, but lately it's been feeling more like work and less like this is exactly what I was thinking. Perhaps you're collaborating with people because we do have the Six of Wands here in reverse, and this is a success card, but in the reverse, doesn't feel like success. It doesn't feel like a win. So maybe this will tell us more about that. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. So some offer that you accepted that maybe you're perhaps regretting a decision with this Two of Wands card right there. Maybe we live and learn, right? Try different things. I've had a lot of different jobs, you know what I'm saying? Because I am also a Leo rising. So it's hard not to take this reading personally with my personality. Literally, my house of self is in Leo. And I have planets in Leo too. My Venus is in Leo. I have a lot of strong Leo placements. So, and a lot of my own fire energy. That's probably why I was procrastinating so much. So perhaps there is an energy where, you took an offer similar to something that it looks like you wanted, and now you know it isn't what you want, and it's not bringing out the best in you, or it's not making you look your best career-wise. Let's get another one. Yeah, we have the Seven of Swords upright. So to me, the Seven of Swords is, look, she look like she done grab all of her ideas, all of her weapons, all of her treasures, and she's gonna go take her feisty self on her own path. She got a wild woman mask on. So whether male or female, let that wild side out just a little bit more as far as connecting with your passions. Like if you're not finding an offer out there similar to one that you want, a lot of you already know and have the passion to want to build it for yourself, but perhaps maybe you're not seeing the way. And get creative. You gotta think outside of the box. I mean, this is the dream, right? Yeah, see, we have the King of Wands here. My guy is in reverse again. This is a very passionate dude. Somebody that's stepping up to the plate and going for it. I feel like this fear of failure or fear of actual success maybe making it so that you're not quite making sure that reality aligns with your passions in the way that you're moving in your career. So something to think about. And again, if this does not apply to you, if you are happy in your career, then you can just take it as in maybe you made the right decision to go with the choice that you did, especially if this is feeling very prominent. But all in all, with the Lover's card, I still feel like it is, yeah, it is like you're happy about your money, you're happy about, your wealth, and you're happy about that. But if you really look at this card, I mean, she's kind of head down. There's a lot of something going on in her eyes. She looks very relaxed. So maybe you thought that you would be comfortable in this type of position, but it's been an uncomfortable experience. It's been a learning process and stuff that you do not want, because King of Wands upright is a man that knows what he wants. But this looks like there may be some confusion on what it is that, what kind of lifestyle and career, like, because we work majority hours of our day. So you have to, at least in my opinion, and in a lot of other folks' opinion, it's a good idea to plan to do something that you enjoy doing, right? And the Hierophant. So there is something that you feel called to do, something higher, just like myself with these readings. At the beginning of this, there's a reason why I told that story, more than just giving everybody who might view this an update on the channel. And the symbolism behind Raven, this is a very smart bird. They are known to be a very big communicator between the spirit realm and the actual physical plane. So these can be bringers of higher realm messages, your higher self. It can also be like spirits and guides. A lot of my life, like especially when I was with very manipulative, sneaky manipulative kind of like energy, especially in a partner, I've seen lots and lots of ravens and crows. So you should definitely put that in your search engine. Google spiritual meaning of seeing crows or having a crow guide, or crows in career. And I'd be interested to see if you want to post it in the comments below and let me know what kind of messages you guys get, okay? Also, I do want to point out that it is, yeah, that's what I thought, 6, 6, 6, because the Lovers is the 6th card. Oh, the Emperor is the 4th card. Okay, for a second I thought that was 6. So you may want to look up angel number 666. So twin flames, if you resonate with that, you may have that, or a counterpart or a significant soulmate that you feel like maybe your career is getting in the way of that relationship. Yeah, we have the King of Pentacles in the same reading. So perhaps there is a work opportunity with your true counterpart on the horizon, guys. This is what energy is coming towards you in love. So it looks like there's an opportunity that you may have turned down in the past. I'm also seeing that. Or maybe it didn't quite work out how everybody had expected it to, or the opportunity was delayed. So you've been contemplating the, success of this offer, but they're going to come through. So this is the King of Pentacles counterpart to the Queen of Pentacles. We have, that was out here at the first card. Okay, and it's underneath all that success and an offer. So there's going to be some healthy masculine energy, bringing in probably some new ideas, some fresh, fresh energy, fresh vibes, fresh perspective, something that you can also, work with and be creative with, and that you work well with. Those two are two peas in a pod. I also love the fact that the masculine, it looks like the feminine is on like a higher plane, but not really. That's kind of the perception, and that could be vice versa as well. So if you are watching for somebody that is a Leo, then it may be that they see you as out of their league. But it's sort of crazy because you guys haven't had a lot of opportunities, to work together. So, oops. I'm seeing a lot of fear of success. This is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm seeing that you need to address the shadow part of like what is holding you back from believing in the success of you doing what you wanted to do, but also having the love that you want to have in your life, that special person, that partner. I feel like that's a significant thing for my Leos at this time. If you that is not you or you are already partnered up, and it's just confirmation that you are, that is a divine, healthy relationship. Like you guys may have had some trials and errors, but they look like they have been supporting you through the ups and downs of your career. Sort of like, yeah, watching your journey, being called by spirit to work together. So we have the Hierophant. Yeah, the Hierophant and the High Priestess coming out together. So the Hierophant is also like the masculine version of the High Priestess. Yeah, something is changing coming up in your career, and maybe it's not a change that you're really comfortable with. Yeah, because it feels very like isolating. It feels off the beaten path. Like not a lot of folks are going to understand. And then we got bottom of the deck was mystery. So I feel like you're gonna need to tap into your higher self to really truly understand what this might mean for yourself. So I'm also seeing a lot of creative energy. We got passion. There's some type of block on your passion. So I don't know if you're into the arts or not. Um, but if so, it is affecting your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical state a lot more than you think it is, because whatever you're doing is a little bit out of alignment with this happily ever after. You know what I mean? So there needs to be some healing, some turning this, some taking some action towards getting what you want. Whether that's, journaling, writing it down, vision boarding. I vision boarded this job that I have now, this career that I have now and have had for going on 4 years. And it's been, you know, it's been very good. Sorry, I got distracted, guys. Put that deck down and kind of lost my train of thought. But yes, you're isolating, and I feel like it is in self reflection to figure out what you want, to redefine your definition of success, um, and redefine what that looks like with having a family, a significant other, with truly aligning to your own inner passions, um, taking a deep look into this project, this offer that you are doing, because this is a Page of Pentacles, so this is kind of like a low ball like offer. They want you to put energy into their project, but it's looking like you may want to take your ideas or your presence and bounce and do something that you, rather than do something that you are not passionate about. And this definitely, this type of movement aligns with your higher values. It may not make sense to someone that you may be connected with or in a marriage or in a, partnership with. Obviously, I'm not encouraging anyone to go out here and quit your job because you read a reading or you heard a reading on YouTube. if you want to, you know, find something else and build other opportunities for you, it's okay to think outside of the box. All right, and step into the unknown a little bit. Yeah, the hangman. So I feel like you're waiting for some type of sign in your career to truly make this happen. Okay. All right, let's get some messages. Yeah. So there's a significant fire sign. It could be significant to this person. We have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with somebody with strong fire placements or a lot of fire in their birth chart, or you could work with a lot of fire signs or people, like I said, that do work that they are passionate about. Um, if not, then this is something that will help you focus and then release what it is that you are passionate about. So you need to get that energy flowing, clear those blocks. Maybe take a look into some Reiki and healing. It's energetic visualization. And also, like, other people are sending you energy that you can then absorb. So it's like plugging into source. And also, make sure if you are working indoors, if you are doing stuff that is creative, if you are traveling, that you are taking care of yourself, because it also looks like she is traveling. So you may be upset about, distance between you and someone else because you have to move around for work. Yeah, on some level in your career, whether it's because of this person or this job or this project, one or the other is gonna be eventually showing up to someone is unavailable, a waste of time, it's over. And I feel like it's because this person, you already know, like, that person isn't really what you want. It's not moving how you want. They're not encouraging you how you want. Like, they're a great person. But if you believe in a soulmate or a twin flame, or, fate, that should, we all have our specific match and a companion, then Spirit is suggesting that someone in this situation decides that it's time to move on. Whether that's about the relationship or about the career remains to be seen. It's going to vary depending on everybody's own unique situation. Or overall, there may be a burying of the hatchet. Again, take these readings with a grain of salt, guys. Okay, so we are going to get some Mudra cards that's going to have advice in it from Spirit to help you move through the obstacles here. Intuition. Deep down, you just know. So in order, what do you need to do to tap into Spirit, to tap into, what you want out of life? Deep down, you already know. So the project that you're working on, that's temporary. Perhaps if you aren't dating a significant other, you want this type of relationship and you want to be able to have that work-life balance. So perhaps that's a part of the dream. You're focusing your discipline, and then you understand that it's time for a change. though if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, what's that? You get the same exact results. It's also the definition of insanity, right? Priorities, set them. So I see you making love a priority and career, wanting those two things to work in tandem, perhaps wanting um, or perhaps you are meeting somebody through work, you're meeting that counterpart or that significant other, especially if you are single. I also see that too. Um, don't let your fear of success hold yourself back from taking that risk, okay? Because you could be, one moment away, one experience away from actually shifting things into the upright position. Plenty, exactly. Be open for great things. Be open for great things, exactly. Got set intentions for life. It's also part of, establishing your frequency, making sure that you are in that abundant mindset. And I know it's a lifelong practice, so we got to have these friendly reminders. Yeah, inspiration to do that. You definitely want to spend some time every day being creative, not setting a lot of rules around being creative. Just let it flow, allow it to release, and that kind of really helps me when I'm trying to clear like up my writer's block or my tendency to procrastinate. I kind of turn it over to spirit and just let it all out. Exactly. Release, just let go. I did not look at all of these. I did do a pre-shuffle, but a lot of them fell like face down. And then I flipped them all over. Charisma. You are beautiful. Of course you are. But this is inside and out. Um, this could also mean that you have a creative career because we definitely have creative charisma. Maybe you do something that inspires a lot of people, um, and you really want to make the right impacts on people. Yeah, curiosity. Under that, we have burst the chains. So spirit is really going hard on you thinking outside of the box of your norm, maybe even outside of the box of what you see yourself or your physical attributes, what boxes that type of look fit you in. I can understand that. Nobody looking at me would assume that I'm a nerd, a big book geek. I do tarot readings. I actually have a fascination with fantasy fiction and I work with computers, right? So, like, you know, the upper hand. Yeah, keep your cool, especially in your career, especially if you feel like somebody's trying to be toxic, somebody's trying to push your buttons, or a deal is going crazy, but legally you have to deal with it. Make sure you're keeping your cool. This is going to help you have the upper hand in flipping those, negative influences in your career into a positive. Everything is all about energy transmutation, Leo, and I feel like you've been working hard on this, um, and you're going to continue to do so. Yeah, and it's okay to have a day where you do nothing. This is effortlessness. This is take it easy. Resting serves a purpose too, and it is to avoid burnout, to avoid those snap moments, to avoid, running yourself into the ground, making yourself sick and ill, because that is a thing. The way society has built us is not the way that Mother Nature intended us to survive. We've been making up our own rules. So it's time to kind of get back to the basics, the more primal things, listening to your body, making sure that you're not a machine and really just, allowing yourself to be and grow and have that time to flower. Yeah, order, dare to experiment as we're talking about flowering the plants, this plant theme. There's water, fire. I see some very colorful spiritual energy, intention. Be true. Yeah, make sure you're being true to your passions, being true to what's really in your heart. If you're not understanding that, also make sure that whatever you're using or whoever you're using as a sounding board, make sure they're coming from the correct energy. Because right after we have moving on, there's bottom of the deck energy, spy. Someone got their eye on you. You are doing, or you're doing your research on somebody. So perhaps you know about this opportunity. Um, Perhaps it's something that you know you're going to be able to turn in your favor. Um, but just remember that Spirit's just giving you the heads up so you can have that extra, edge on the competition. But remember to play it cool, like don't let them rile you up. Bottom of the deck energy for our mudras is justice. I am not to judge. So perhaps there is someone, perhaps this is the significant other and the divine counterpart. And I'm saying that because of the matching Queen and King of Pentacles that came out over here. And this is supposed to be the career side. I feel like your love life definitely plays a role in your career. So perhaps you're steering clear of any roles or any projects that may or may not, suit you. Anything that like makes her uncomfortable, like, oh, you gotta travel for work. Nah, bro. What you doing over there and who you meeting and who you talking to and what the status is. So this can really trust somebody. And that type of pressure, especially if you feel like you're doing something important, something that you're passionate about, not having someone that understands or is secure enough within themselves to deal with that in a mature fashion can get old real quick. Not sure if that's what you're dealing with. I just kind of got that message, so I'm gonna give them how I see them. We do have more messages from Spirit, so let's see what we got. Yeah, message of warning. That was very clear, so we're definitely gonna put that right here. Message of warning. Definitely use your intuition. If you can sense that it's a bad deal, obviously, if you want to test it out and see exactly how bad it is, just understand that you went into that test knowing that you were going to lose and it was going to be bad. Follow your intuition. You know what I mean? It'll lead you the right way. Communication is going to be very important. Make sure you're having quality communication, disciplined communication. Make sure your priorities are being communicated, especially when it comes to the Lovers, because she's right here and that's right at the end of this row. So discipline is also like, if you guys understand how disciplined both of you are, it should also help foster trust. So perhaps that you're having a really like healthy relationship, even though things aren't going exactly the way you want them to go, in your career. The Spirit is also letting you know that you should be in a state of peace. You're going to be in a state of peace financially. You have the bag. All of the opportunities are there. It's already yours. Keep telling it that to yourself until you believe it. Nothing that is meant for me, for the betterment of my life, betterment of my career, the betterment of my wealth and abundance, especially when you know you can back exactly what you do for a living. Yeah. It's time to get out of this repressive energy. Maybe take a break, relax, make sure that you're not putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on yourself. It's not me. Don't take the pressure from other people either. So I feel like maybe you have a boss or something, there's some type of pressure to perform, pressure to look a certain way, pressure to behave a certain way. I get it. There has to be room for you to have creative expression too. You cannot be repressing that. Even if a role or a character or a plot isn't me, there is still a purpose in you showing that type of energy representation. You know what I'm saying? Take it as a challenge in the project, a challenge in your career, a challenge in whatever avenue of work that you do. Um, Even if something doesn't suit you, the number 8 could be significant. It is the month of August after all, so this month entirely could also be significant if you're watching this at the time of my recording. If you're not, then the month of August may be significant for this as well. We also have the 22nd, so 8/22, 8/10, 8/35. What's this one? The number 33 could also be significant. That is also an angel number meaning. So I would definitely put that in as well as 6/6. And we have double 22s. So also 22. Yeah, there's a spiritual message also tied into your career, tied into this, especially if you're working in art, like if you sing, if you do something, creative, or you're showcasing your talent somewhere, and what you're putting out there also impacts you. What you put your energy into also puts its energy into you. So spirit is wanting to remind you that, so that you can use a little bit more discernment, especially to avoid situations where it's not quite what you had in mind. Yeah. And I feel like we all do this. We make certain sacrifices for abundance. Excuse me. But honestly, it's not. Honestly, it looks like it's worth it. You always learn a lesson, in the end, of course. Yeah. And a message that you can learn to pass on to other people that you work with and, grow with and can help, nurture and foster their stuff. There's also beauty in a kind of submission, just kind of going with the flow and allowing things to progress naturally as well in your career. I do give some pushback, but sometimes, like after I give the push, I do, let it cool. I don't, keep going over it and rehashing it and, like beating it like a dead horse. So make sure, if you do have somebody in leadership or somebody you work with or for that is causing a problem or making it so the environment is kind of toxic, um, you should have a space where you can voice those concerns in any profession. So, whether it's creative or not, like you have rights, unalienable rights, right? Sometimes I get tongue tied, okay, guys, and I do make up words here. You'll know. Stick with me, and you'll get used to the lingo. So we're gonna get some time cards that I had pulled earlier. Remember, again, this is a general read. If you see some contradictions, that's okay. If you feel drawn to one time frame or a couple time frames more than another, just keep an eye on that, and like in the back of your mind. We have keep going with the flow of life. So yeah, there's a purpose in how your career is moving, what you're seeing, how things are working right now. Release any attachment to timing. This is so important. I know when I was younger, I had my quarter life crisis. at 25, right? And I was freaking out because I didn't have near what I thought I should when I should have it. All right. So if you're in that age group, or even in, the older age group, it's always like nerve wracking to realize where you're not at, in comparison to the American dream. Spirit is encouraging you to understand not to compare, release your attachment to timing. It doesn't matter when, it matters that it's going down. You know what I mean? I'm also getting that you may be more of a late bloomer, as in like the success because of all of the boundaries and stuff and all the glass ceilings you might have had to break through. It took a little bit longer. So give yourself that grace. Things happen sooner when you focus your energy on you. Yeah, so make sure that in your partnerships as well as business partnerships, especially if you're mixing business with love, let's make sure that you hold self accountable and have that agreement with the other person, especially in, working relationship. Um, so I mean, there is some things that you can do to put into place that will make this environment a little bit more conducive and welcoming and something that's comfortable for you to be in. Divine timing is also at play in your career. Spirit wants you to know that if you are following your purpose and have been following your passion or putting in that investment, and if you haven't seen the success that you're wanting, because I'm also getting a lot of those reverse wands card, could be about wanting success, being open to it, and it's just not happened for you yet. Divine timing is at play, okay? There's a reason and a purpose for everything, and a time and a place and a spot for each of us, to shine. And it may just not be your time yet, but it's also fun getting there. Yeah, distract yourself from the waiting game. That's so funny. I didn't even flip that card yet. That's crazy. Yeah, distract yourself from the waiting game. So focus your energy on creating those vision boards, those goals, those ideas, what you want to do for your career. I'm big on travel. I really want to travel. I'm very passionate about writing. I love doing readings because I believe in helping people and I believe in giving back to the community. It is something I would love to be monetized for one day. So if you like my readings, feel free to share me around. I am going to have my bio updated on my channel and also be putting this into, all of my video descriptions. We will have an email that folks can go to so that you guys can sign up for individual reads, and submit questions and things like that so that we can open a dialogue. So that type of stuff is coming soon. I've been distracting myself from my own waiting game because I am in a good place, but it's not. The dream grows and the dream changes the more you experience, and I feel like that's okay. And then, real specific, we have September, and then the marker is pointing to 2. This entire deck points to 2, but something may be significant for September 2nd. So Virgo season may be significant for you, or a Virgo. Again, we also seen fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, so thank you, Spirit, for the messages and the advice that we received for our career. We're going to switch gears and move over to the love reading, guys. All right, we're going to jump just directly into it. Let me take a little sip of my tea. I love a good sweet tea. All right, So it's changing over the gears, even though, love was over here. We're going to deep dive into this love and this counterpart energy. So we have J-Lo. If you had my love, if you had my love and I gave you all my trust, would you comfort me? And if someone you knew that your love would be untrue, would you lie to me and call me baby? Now, if I give you me, this is how it's got to be. First of all, I won't take your cheating on me. Tell me who can I trust if I can't trust in you, and I refuse to let you play me for a fool. Yeah, yeah. See, I was saying that over here with the career situation. Life is messy. We're going to go back and forth between the two. Just know it's love and career throughout the whole reading for you guys. Okay, Leo, we're complicated. It's fine. This was all the stuff back in the day. If you have my love and you gave me all my trust to comfort me. Lie to me. Yeah, so I was saying, you have to travel for work, or there's some type of decision, some type of sacrifice you have to make for work or your career. Perhaps the sacrifice is love or is having a relationship if you don't have a significant other. Um, but the concern is maybe while they are gone or while you are gone, they may be, creeping and stuff, right? Trust goes both ways. Next song we have is Ashanti, The Way That I Love You. Late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. And I wish on a star that somewhere you are, thinking of me too. 'Cause I'm dreaming of you tonight. Till tomorrow I'll be holding you tight. And there's nowhere in the world I'd rather be than here in my room, dreaming about you and me. So yeah, this person been dreaming about you guys, Leo. Okay. Um, like I said, maybe this relationship is more fantasy based, but you know this person through work or met somehow through what you do for work. And here we have on the bottom of the deck, Fabulous Into You. I can't really explain it. I'm so into you. Now, I want to be more than a friend of you now. When they ask, I mention my baby girl in the interviews now, and I don't bring the problems from the 90s into the 2000s. There's no reason to have a friend or two now, 'cause the kid's ready to tell you how he feel in a few vows. Maybe I'm speaking general now, but girl, I'm gonna do whatever just to keep a grin on you now. Okay. Ooh, I haven't heard that song in a minute. All right, she did this throwback. Okay. Shout out to Jalissa's Messages for her music deck. Yes, I love her. She is one of my favorite readers, and she is also my birthday twin. Identical, like same day, same month, same year. 13 hours apart. I'm a little older. It's okay though. But yes, this is deep. Okay. So Leo, you got this person like they on several different levels, okay, with you. And if not, then you may have more than one person involved in your life romantically, or there may be like a third party situation because I'm seeing like kind of possessive energy, like this is a boundary. Cheating is a no go for them. And then it's Ashanti, The Way That I Love You. Like it's deep. Like somebody really is deep. And with that counterpart love, I feel like this isn't anything to play with. And then Fabulous Into You, like all of these songs is like marriage. All right. Let's jump into these tarot because I am just so ready to see what is going on for my Leos and love. Okay. We're going to double up on the Seven of Swords. It's coming up over here. in the upright position, and here is also in the upright position. So when I say that your love life and your career is kind of like overlapping each other, and this proves it right here. Seven of Swords, we have the Seven of Swords. So this is in the upright position. So you are not listening to any of these naysayers as far as it comes to your love life. It's not mattering what anybody's opinion of this situation is anymore. What matters is how you're feeling about it, and that you're healing what you want and what you foresee is possible. And you're drawing that also to you. Yeah. So your love life may have went under transformation. You yourself may went under transformation. Um, don't get nervous if you're new to tarot. The death card does not necessarily mean literal. It means, it could be the ending of something, the beginning of something else. So again, I'm getting that feeling when we were talking about like a third party perhaps. There's also with the lovers and the counterparts. So perhaps your old way of thinking had to die about love in order for you to be ready and at this frequency and ready for like this level of, yes, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to commit. Let's go. Type it down. Yeah. Judgment reverse. So I feel like, and I know the Judgment card has other meanings, but for me in this moment, I'm feeling like you feel like God might be punishing you in your love life. Maybe the person that you are wanting to be with is still at a distance from you, even if you guys are together and you are in that committed relationship. But it's just a test. And there is a reason why your relationship is being tested like that. Because what you go through and grow through, that only builds a more solid foundation. So a relationship that does not have any trials and tribulations, that's not real. It's not transparent. It's you dealing with your shit over there and I'm dealing with my shit over here, and we're not discussing anything real. We're just keeping it surface level. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see you guys doing that. I see you guys, suspending judgment on yourself and really like embracing this transformation, embracing and holding yourself accountable for your own mess ups in love as well, because none of us are perfect, right? What's coming forward is you may be suspending judgment on other people, whereas in the past you may have jumped to conclusions about said people. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you got this big abundant dreams. Like spirit has your back in love. So everything is all for our betterment or a lesson, or something that goes to pour into us to change something, wash away something, rip something away. Because I know, like, here's another energy, like getting it all. I feel that for you, Leo. In love and career, you want both. You want to have all of it: the money, the abundance, the wealth, and somebody to share with, somebody genuine, somebody special. Yeah, but we in this Ten of Swords energy. There's a lot of mental blockage when it comes to maybe you haven't had the greatest experience or the greatest track record in love. And as somebody who can definitely relate to that, understand it is a process. We can put this into action. it does take two mature people to put that into action. You cannot just work with everybody. But I do foresee, like, you see how she's still looking at her phone. I feel like even though experiences like that's what must be transforming. Like you understand that you had to go through all of those mental hurdles and go through them and change them or embrace them without judging yourself in order to fully heal and not bury it. And that was the right move because an offer is coming in. And with this cloud here and this, I don't know, I feel like this is a divine blessing on offer as far as your love life. Big, shiny, abundant offer. That's definitely related to your career because this is literally the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. You're scared about, messing it up and making what if we don't make each other happy? What if? You know what I'm saying? So remember, like, you can draw negative stuff toward you just by saying, oh, well, that's never gonna work. Well, that's never gonna happen. You also may need to address the obstacle of believing in happily ever after. Happily ever after. Yeah. This is the heavy energy. The sun in reverse is like all the positivity. If we talk about love, it's like you roll your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like exhausting. And I get it. Perhaps you've been in the energy, feeling like you put in all this effort and pour into people, and it's a lot of time, and then it ends up just not working out. But I'm gonna go back, to Disney because it has a good point. Sometimes you gotta kiss a lot of frogs to get to the right one. The Hanged Man, yeah. There's a need for patience. It does appear like divine timing is at play, because some of these obstacles need to be addressed and worked on. You can't attract love in a negative mindset. You know what I mean? Like you do have to. It matters when and with what intent and with what energy you step in and you start something with somebody. And I see that you understand that and you are using that type of discernment, and you're waiting on a sign from spirit. That's what I'm feeling like. And I do see you turning that Ten of Swords energy. And this Nine of Swords is kind of like down on me, undeserving, unworthy of love when it is up. When it is upright, that's what that is. And reverse, I'm feeling like you're putting all of that weight off of your shoulders and understanding those relationships, those connections happened in order to help build you up, build up your boundaries, build up, hey, I like this, I don't like that, right? Yes. So now let's get some of our messages from Spirit. Yeah, Spirit wants you to embrace what destiny has in store for you. Exactly. Enlightenment. With enlightenment, there is no separation. We recognize that we are one with the divine. So yeah, you and this person, you and the divine, your divine counterpart, your significant other, even if you believe in it or not, you have one. I believe everybody at least has a soulmate that they were meant for. If not the twin flame, then a definite soulmate. Yeah, this is confirmation. So in case you were doubting, and I I did not set these up. I shuffled them. You're going to see how I live shuffle when I do our spirit messages. Definitely see that. Like the yin yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. So you see yourself in this person. You're very excited to work with this person. You're very inspired when it comes to this person. Um, this person may make you think about reality a little bit differently, make you think about your perceptions. You enjoy their time, their energy, their space. There is some confusion though. All seekers of truth experience confusion. Ask the divine to provide the answers that you need. So if you're not finding the answers that you need within this reading, which is something that you're doing right now, and maybe letting you know that you guys are both kind of confused on where you stand with each other if you're not in a relationship at this time, or there may be some type of confusion, like where your head is at because of this transformation, with a lot of your mental obstacles when it comes to relationships. Yeah, love conquers all. But you definitely believe in love. You're open to love. If you're not open to love, you're working on being open to love because nobody wants to spend their life alone, right? Signs, watch out for signs leading you to true love. In case you were thinking that spirit didn't have your back, it looks like all signs is the point to go for you, Leo. Go ahead. Moment. Think of a special moment that brought you much joy with your partner. For that happy thought. Bottom of the deck energy for our messages is telepathic. So you and this person definitely have a telepathic connection. Again, we had dreaming up here, songs about dreaming. So you guys could astral travel together. You could have very vivid dreams of this person. Like these are real conversations. These were real. We're gonna keep it a little PG, but real, sexy dreams or sexy times with spicy thoughts, you know what I mean? Spirit is saying that close soul connections are harmoniously synchronized, creating moments of telepathy. This could also be a gift that you have. So understand when it is, you know, real counterpart energy and when it is your gift helping you to tap in to people. All right, I cannot show the back of these cards because it's just not super appropriate. So I feel like Spirit is encouraging a new direction, maybe something outside the box, something that you're not normally used to, perhaps somebody that is not your usual type, but is exactly like made for you. So there's like still all of the attraction, they're still checking all of the boxes, and their energy and their love is an absolute like plus. Like if you check out this girl, she is very unique. So I feel like Leo, you may have a very unique taste in women, and you're also not afraid to date somebody outside of the box. And I love that for you because Leos do struggle in relationships with what people think, what other people think, how other people perceive them. Especially if you do any type of work where you are in the public eye. Like for me, I have to do things publicly in a very professional manner. Yeah. So they see that you are determined, committed, at least in your mind, at least on some level. And even if there is a no contact situation right now, it looks like that is changing very soon. We're also going to get some timing messages for this pile as well. I already picked those and shuffled those. We got like a bajillion. And last, it's encouraging you to be bold. Be bold, take a risk, make those changes. So being disciplined and determined also doesn't mean that you can't go your own direction. You can't surprise people. You can't, be spontaneous. Having a stable foundation doesn't mean that you're going to turn into like a 1960s um, television show, where it's mom, dad, brother, sister. But yeah, be bold, be different. This person may also have a unique look to them. I'm seeing green eyes. They may have very rosy cheeks. They may have pale skin. You may be, they may be well seasoned, So an older lady, we have gray hair. Um, the symbol of a hawk may be significant to them, or an eagle. Um, so if you are in the U.S., that might be confirmation for you. Kind of like the whole country's bird, right? Um, they may be very unique. They may have short blonde hair. They may have a bob. Again, I'm getting green eyes, different levels of green eyes, maybe darker green eyes or lighter green eyes. What else do we have? We also have gray eyes. This person could really like butterflies, bees, snakes. They may be, kind of stuck in the 80s fashion, or, it's back in style right now. So, like, kind of doing like grunge hippie type. Bottom of the deck energy is Edgewalker, and we have this very spiritual looking gypsy lady. Instead of Esmeralda, we're going to call her Yasmin, because she looked kind of like Princess Jasmine. But yes, so Edgewalker. I feel like you teeter on the edge, like giving them maybe just enough of like to show you're interested, but also like not enough. You have to like live your life to the fullest, so you can't play everything completely safe, and that's what we tend to do when it comes to love, especially for those of us who've experienced generational trauma. You have to definitely overcome, being the edge walker. You have to jump in and actually like take a leap and, try some things. So let's get some messages from this person, your counterpart, and they may be an earth sign. We did have double pentacles. So they could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. Let's get some messages. What do they want to say? I can't stop thinking about you. Spicy. Followed by another contradictory thought. Remember what I said about contradictory thoughts. If you're seeing contradictory messages, remember this is a general read, or there may be of two minds of it. We need to let each other go. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I'm feeling some level of distance here, like some level of in and out, back and forth, unwilling to make a complete decision on it. Yeah. I'm so attracted to you. Yep, definitely. From your counterpart. You came closer than anyone. Even throughout all of the confusion, you check their boxes the most. You are their dream person come to life. It is super, like, surreal being around you, being in your energy, the vibe in between you guys, the love, the emotion. Yeah. If they told you they weren't interested in order to save face in another connection, if this is a third party situation, they regret lying to you. Or you, if you were the one in the third party, right? So you're taking accountability for that. That's good. Apologizing, owning it. I left you before you could leave me. So a little bit of that immature, you know, games type of like vibe was happening in the beginning, depending on how long you guys have known each other. I want to tell you how I feel. They want to talk to you. They want to get everything out in the open. So I'm having thoughts that this person and you, like, you gotta see each other. Y'all know who y'all are to each other, but there's a conversation that has just not come out yet. Speaking of conversations, I replay our conversations over and over again. That is so funny. And then past lives. Spirit wants you to know that you have known this person before. It is a soulmate from a past lifetime. So this could be them, or because you have many lifetimes with your twin flame, or this could be the person who is in the third party, if there is a third party, and they are a soulmate from a past life. That could or could not be a karmic debt. So let's see. Yeah, gratitude. You need to be grateful for the love already present in your life to attract more of it. So every person that you experience this lifetime, no matter how long you choose to wait, I know that it's a choice. Um, and it can't be easy imagining your dream partner, like picking somebody else or being with somebody else. And trust me, it's not, especially when you can see it and it's in your face. But yeah, this is telling you to be grateful for all of the love that you do currently have in your life, whether that's platonic, familial, or even, romantic, friends, family. Spirit wants you to pay attention to the signs. The synchronicities you have been noticing, are not coincidences. So yeah, something else about coincidence somewhere. Forgive and release. You are stronger when you carry love and forgiveness rather than anger. So it's asking you to release your anger. We all feel indignant when we don't get the respect that we deserve, or we feel like we deserve, or we take someone the wrong way. Or perhaps this person messed up. Might be the missed opportunity that you feel like might have had something to do with your career, where you guys maybe both would have made each other better on every level as well, because this person is a key component in your journey, especially in this lifetime. Actions speak louder than words. If you want to know what someone is feeling, watch what they are doing. So it's hard knowing everything that you know on a spiritual level, right? The person, or even an emotional level. Say you are with this person, or you're with this past life person. Since they're showing up under there, watch what that person is doing rather than what they're saying, because they could be trying to emotionally manipulate you, especially you're the Queen of Pentacles represented. You have your bag. You're in touch with your own healthy feminine energy. You're nurturing. You're caring. What's not to love, right? Yeah, boundaries. So this relationship may be here, and in the way of a counterpart connection, still at this time, or there's a new person taking that other person's place, but still not your actual counterpart. It's because you need boundaries. You need to teach people how to treat you by being clear on what you will or won't allow. Okay. Oh, I'm feeling like these connections have to happen. I learn by doing, so I learn kinesthetically, so that automatically puts me in the hard category when it comes to love. So I understand it. I get that. Also being an empath, and people got a lot of nerve when it comes to trying to be slick to get what they want, or be manipulative to get what they want. Like, make sure that this person's intentions are showing up, and then also understand that that relationship is meant to teach you and grow you. Make the effort. This love is worth taking risks. You are called to move forward. So, yeah, instead of thinking about maybe where you are not, make sure you're continuing to make the effort for yourself. So, bottom of the deck, last messages is, I know I was a distraction from your pain. So, there may still be a fear or an obstacle that they don't believe that you see them, and that's probably because there's been a lack of communication. Communication has been key. It needs to be a key component in any successful relationship as well as successful career. So Spirit wants to remind you to put yourself first. Loving yourself makes you more romantically attractive. Naturally, when you feel good, you look good, and when you look good, you feel good, and then that draws people in to your energy. All right, let's get some divine timing messages, and then we are really quickly going to get our last three deck advice for you, Leo. Um, so our divine oracle timing messages. Time has been delayed. Confirmation. Create space for it to happen sooner. So you do not want to start a serious counterpart twin flame in the energy of a third party. Because it hurts you to hurt them. So it feels impossible. Like you won't even, speaking from experience and dealing with my own twin flame. There's definitely been, significant delays, so it can definitely happen. You definitely have to create the space, but also it's believing in love and believing in that happily ever after. So that 10 of Pentacles here, this is also an abundance and love card. So believing in that happily ever after, believing that it comes together, believing that nothing can stand in the way of that divine connection, that all of this is designed to bring it all together in the end. And then here we go, around March, creating space for it to happen sooner. A part of creating space is also visioning it, manifesting it, investing in it. But don't get bogged down in just losing yourself in the focus on the actual timing. When it's gonna happen, because you're gonna drive yourself crazy, and then it's gonna become some type of obsession, and it can get real toxic. Yeah, the most important thing Spirit is saying is having faith. Absolutely. Yeah, we have another time frame next year. It could be very significant. So around March, things may have progressed, or around March of the next year, things will have progressed. We also have December could be significant, or these could be significant time frames within this relationship with this person to try to act as confirmation for you. We also have November. November. So we have another confirmation here for Capricorn. This one's really recent, within a couple of weeks. You have it when you create space. Sometimes it's just the intention of creating space. It's just the intention of deciding that you believe in love. And then within a couple of months. That is beautiful. And bottom of the deck energy for this is let it happen organically. So no forcing things, no pushing, right? All right, let's get some messages from Spirit. Now, this is my geometry. What is it called? Sorry. It is. Where are we at? Yeah, Divine Guidance Oracle. And they're geometry messages. So I may reference the book just a little bit because I don't have all of them memorized. I'm working on memorizing a lot more of my Oracle decks, but it's a little hard, guys. You gotta bear with me. So I may look a card up here and there. That is a lot. Goodness. Okay. Spirit has a lot to say to you, Leo. Okay. A whole lot. Okay. And I feel like a lot of it definitely centered on love. So the numbers are also going to be significant, so you can keep track of them too. You can add them together. You can add up the ones that apply to you. This is card number 7. It's regarding your heart mind. So learning to operate from the heart is one of the single most important things that we can do. It is now time to activate your heart chakra to its fullest potential. Spirit is asking that you take time to sit within the energy of your heart. Learn to breathe through your heart while you meditate by focusing your breath in your heart. Feel the loving energy you inhale and allow it to fill you. Let each exhale also be love filled, and feel this love filling the space around you. And then through this exercise, implementing it daily, you become one with your heart mind, operating fully from a place of love. Yes, more people definitely need to operate within their heart mind. So I'm just going to kind of put this in the middle of our reading here. Then I have this is angelic being. Your angelic being has been with you since the day of your birth and will continue to be with you when you cross through the veil and return home. Your angelic guardian is asking you to look for signs and synchronicities. They are trying to communicate with you now in a whisper of gentle guidance. You may hear your name being called, feel the subtle touch of a feather or a tender tickle. You may see a sign on a billboard, a magazine, or even on TV. Keep your awareness open to the messages they are bringing you. So you got some angels guiding you. They are with you every step of the way, even if there's delays. Like there's been a complete delay, and I've definitely felt my guides with me the entire time. I want to focus on the Leo reading. I am going to post the update for all my subscribers and anybody coming into the channel. We'll kind of take a deep dive into that. So the next one that I have is freedom. It is time to come out of your shell. This shell, which did serve you in the past to provide protection for your tender heart, is no longer needed. The time has come to begin to allow yourself true freedom. This world and your soul both need you to let your light in your heart shine. Allow the past to be the past and move forward in this present moment. Do this in small steps at first. If you need to, moving away from your protective shell means allowing your true heart to be seen, but it also means allowing others in on a deeper level than you have been able to allow before. Yeah, so I know that this being bold, taking a step into yourself and not repressing yourself, being able to be like, no, that's not for me, is key. And even some of the strongest people have trouble saying no. There's also significant divine feminine. This card asks you to begin operating more from a feminine flow of energy, whether you are male or female. It asks that you allow your power to flow from within instead of using force. Be mindful of using a gentle approach to people and situations. The role of nurturer and healer is important for you, and these gifts will blossom when you allow them to naturally emanate from you. Focus on your relationships with the people you interact with. You will find that more will be accomplished while creating peace and harmony for all involved. Yeah, I've definitely spent the last year um, getting more in touch with healing my toxic feminine energy and getting closer to my healthier and more mature feminine energy, and learning like chill is a choice, you know. It's okay to be nurturing. It's okay not to be rah rah. You can still stand your ground without, you know, being an asshole, basically, right? All right, and now we have Spirit is reminding you that you have infinite possibilities. Your daydreams are the creation of your deepest desires and wishes. While they do hold guidance as to what you are wanting and needing on your path, they also carry a creative force for manifestation. The universe is asking you to allow yourself to dream, to allow the idea that the impossible can be possible. Your greatest wishes in life are a big key to your path, and the entire universe is working with you right now to bring those dreams to fruition. The possibilities of what can be manifested are infinite. So remember, only you can limit you. Alright? Especially with them Ten of Swords in the upright position type of category. Guys, see, it's encouraging. Spirit's encouraging new direction. Energetically, your life is ready to move in a new direction, but you have to allow for this to happen. Have you noticed that you do the same things each day? We were just talking about that. Spirit be confirming, guys, that you've fallen into a routine. It's time to break free from the daily patterns you have created in your life. It's time to be spontaneous. When you do this, you open your energy to the possibilities of something new and revive your passion for living. The energy of the universe is ready to flow, and by consciously breaking free of the routines and patterns you have created in your life, you allow space for the new and different to manifest. What's that about creating space? Create. Yes, create space for it to happen. New direction, creating space for a new direction. Look, Spirit is letting you know that the option is there, it is coming. All right. And then to illuminate. You are a shining star. In truth, you were born to illuminate the world with your light. The time has come to get out of your own way and allow yourself to be all of who you are meant to be. Remember, it is only the thoughts in your mind that hold you back, and it takes a lot more energy to hold yourself closed than it does to let yourself flow open. This card is asking that you allow yourself to take up space, to open yourself up and illuminate this world. Shine bright like a diamond. Yes, that's what I was getting. Alright, bottom of the deck energy is loved ones. So, here. Oh. And then I'll read it. Alright. Your friends and loved ones who have crossed over want you to know that they are with you. They are wrapping their loving energy around you and ask you to feel peace and serenity within your heart and mind about their passing. They are living and enjoying the other side and deeply desire for you to feel peaceful within this world. They ask that you surrender any painful emotions you are holding on to and allow their loving presence to flow within your heart, bringing forth peace and serenity. Feel their loving energy and joyfully live the gift of life here on earth. Yeah, so you have significant folks that you may have lost. All right, we're going to get a few wait, no, let's get a few light messages. This is, sorry, the secret language of light messages from Spirit. Alright, Spirit, what messages of light do we have for Leo? Spirit. Spirit likes to throw the cards around everywhere. Spirit, what light messages do we have for Leo? Basha. Whoa, that was a lot. We will take this and this, and we'll take that. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So make sure you are doing what nourishes your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul. Okay. And when you can't, or when it feels like you are compromising those things, especially in your career sector or in your love life, make sure you are picking up this slack and you are nurturing yourself, you are healing yourself, you are taking yourself through those types of rituals to cleanse your own energy from that type of toxic space. And again, we have create space. So Leo, in career and in love, make sure you are creating space for what it is that you really want and where you really want to go and where you really want to move forward to. Make sure it's what you want in your soul writing. Because I feel like you are writing your story as you are living it, right? And again, the Divine Feminine, this is like triple confirmation. We've had 3 Divine Feminine cards. Divine Feminine is a nurturing person. I believe this experience is designed to, you know, teach you how to show up more in her Empress energy versus that woe is me or, you know, blaming folks. I feel like moving forward, Spirit is continuing to encouraging you to tap in to the light being that is the Divine Feminine and to really do that in order to understand her power and what she has to bring to the table. Okay. I'm seeing merging, and it's like I feel like as we're getting closer over here with the Divine Feminine, I feel like there may be a lot of Divine Masculines maybe watching, or the Divine Masculine is trying to heal his own or their own internal Divine Feminine energy. But I'm seeing this mirroring and this merging happening energetically. Navesica, deck. This card comes up a lot from this deck in a lot of my readings. Yeah, we have soul mating for in this light deck. I feel like this is like next level, like twin flame card. We have all of this union, so I feel like you guys are being drawn together. Yeah, because of the whispers in both of your guys' energetic beings. Yeah, and so what's on the astral plane is coming down to the grounds. Like it's divinely being guided and looked over and watched over and protected all the way down to the ground. So make sure that you are being sensitive and aware of, being kind to other people, because this is a rose. This so reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast story. Right? So make sure you are kind to people regardless of what status that they have, and what that looks like. All right, we are almost done. We are going to grab a couple soul truths messages, guys, and then I am going to leave your career and love reading there. This has been great. You can look at my channel description if you are interested in making donations. Please check that out. My Cash App is in my channel description. And messages for Leo. Soul messages for Leo. Jesus. Alright, I'm going to do one last shuffle. Okay. Perfect. So, what do I believe about money? Do my beliefs match my dreams? I feel like this fits this reading so well. Oh my goodness. My beliefs match my dreams. Do I surround myself with people who lift me up? Again, like I was saying, there's something about love, relationships, intimacy, work. So I'm not sure if you're the type that ever mixed business with pleasure. No judgment here. I know that that has not been something that I've been interested in. But I feel like if I was an entrepreneur or in a creative endeavor, a lot of great projects come from collaborating with people. So I feel like it could be a good thing, as long as nothing personal got in the way of business. So perhaps there is a lesson there, that you are experiencing or going on, and it's kind of like coming to a close. And obviously, being in this situation wouldn't be something that you would want, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, so where does my soul want to travel? So where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? That's in career. That's in love. You need to be asking yourself these questions, reflecting on them. Where can I ask for more help in my life? If you grew up like I did, I was raised like Gen X was raised. I was raised. That's because a baby boomer raised me, but I was definitely raised like. Well, I don't even know when the baby boomers was, so let me not say that because I can't really exactly remember when the baby boomer was. The generation things mixed me up. Oh, sorry. So yeah, oh yeah. In my life, I'm independent, and it's hard for me to see like a relationship where like we live together, where we share financial responsibility for a dwelling, like it's in both of our names type of deal. Um, there is a certain level of risks that you have to be mentally and emotionally prepared for to get that 10 of cups vibe. And the first step is to actually believe it, right? So the next question to ask is, what is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? As we were just talking about that, spirit be on point. With that, God, go ahead. Who can I serve today? So just remember, helping people, giving, it is definitely a two-way street. I see you a lot, being abundant, giving a lot, putting in the effort to help people to heal, um, and really investing in yourself and what you want. Just make sure that you make the choice, because you have to decide what it is that you want, what it is that you are going to sacrifice, and then what it is that you are going to invest in. In the meantime, the best way to kind of make your decision or see where you're at is to clear your head and ask yourself, when was the last time I danced freely? Okay. Overall, bottom of the deck energy for the entire reading for my astro signs deck is the new life goal. So I feel like what is coming for you in career and love is literally a new life goal. This is a part of the journey in establishing that new life goal. Sometimes you have to figure out what all it is that you do not want, so that when you can see what you want, you can recognize it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. Like, share, subscribe, um, donate to the channel if you are interested in. And I'm going to be doing this consistently. No excuses. We're going in. We're going to invest in it because it is fun. I do have a good time. I do get some good insights. And I'm really happy to be back here with you guys. So feel free to like, share, comment. I am going to, try to maintain and be on top of everything that we have going on. And I'm hoping to make an even bigger sacred therapy community of, all of us that want to use this as a space to really connect with spirit and really do the work, that self-reflective, self-care, hard work that is very exhausting, and sometimes it can get very painful, right? So that's the type of work that I want to do. I'm going to cut this video. I will see you guys in the next one.